It was the kind of moment junior golf rarely sees: a packed leaderboard, perfect conditions, and a name so familiar it made every head turn. The cameras weren't just rolling, they were searching for history. And then, in the space of a few hours, Charlie Woods delivered it. The son of one of the greatest golfers to ever live stepped onto the first tee, and by the time he walked off the 18th green, the golf world had a brand new headline. This wasn't just another junior win. This was the breakthrough. From the very start of the tournament, Charlie's game looked sharp, controlled, and fearless. Each swing carried that same effortless tempo fans remember from his father's prime, yet there was a distinct stamp of individuality. He strung together birdies, stayed patient through the inevitable challenges, and closed with a dominant under-par finish. It wasn't a squeaker, it was a statement. Securing victory by multiple strokes against a field stacked with the best young players in the country sent one message loud and clear: Charlie Woods isn't here to blend in, he's here to win. The ripple effect was immediate. Overnight, his position in the junior world rankings rocketed upward, vaulting him into the conversation for the sport's most prestigious upcoming events. For any teenager, this would be career-changing. For the son of Tiger Woods, it meant stepping into a spotlight that had been waiting for him since the day he first picked up a club. Tournament directors took notice, invitations to elite championships started coming in, and fans began to speculate about what could come next. And yet, beyond the numbers, beyond the trophies, the real story was in the atmosphere. Crowds followed every hole, media lined up for quotes, and fellow players felt the weight of his presence. In one weekend, Charlie didn't just win a title, he shifted the narrative. For years, the question was if he could ever emerge from his father's shadow. Now, after this breakthrough performance, the golf world had its answer. The celebration had barely settled when another voice entered the conversation. And it wasn't just any voice. It was Jack Nicklaus, the Golden Bear himself, a man who knows more than most about what it means to dominate golf and live under the relentless eye of the public. Where others were cheering, Nicklaus brought something different: a warning. His words didn't come from cynicism or doubt, but from a lifetime of experience watching the game, the fame, and the weight that comes with both. "The road ahead is tough," Nicklaus cautioned. He wasn't talking about competition alone, he meant the invisible battles, the kind that can't be measured on a scorecard. For the child of a sporting icon, the journey is never just about skill. It's about enduring constant comparisons, impossible expectations, and a spotlight that never fades. These challenges, Nicklaus knows, can break even the most talented young athletes if they aren't prepared. Nicklaus's warning wasn't abstract. It came from a deeply personal place. Decades earlier, his own son Gary was thrust into fame at just 16, plastered on the cover of Sports Illustrated with the bold label, "The Next Nicklaus." Instead of launching a legendary career, that moment became a turning point, and not for the better. The pressure, the endless attention, the sense that every swing was under scrutiny, it all became too much. Gary eventually stepped away from the competitive grind, proof that talent alone doesn't protect you from the weight of expectation. That's why Nicklaus sees Charlie's moment as both inspiring and dangerous. The victory shows his potential, the attention shows the challenge ahead, and in today's era where social media amplifies every highlight, every mistake, and every opinion, the intensity is magnified beyond what Gary ever faced. Charlie's rise is undeniable, but so is the spotlight. Nicklaus's words are both a caution and a gift, a reminder that the path to greatness isn't just walked with a golf club, but with resilience. In golf, pressure can be invisible, but for Charlie Woods, it's impossible to ignore. Every swing he takes, every putt he makes, is watched, recorded, and compared to one of the greatest players in history, his father. And father noun. For most juniors, the gallery might include parents and a handful of friends. For Charlie, it's a wall of cameras, reporters, and fans all waiting to see if he's the next Tiger. That expectation doesn't just follow him, it surrounds him. In the modern era, the spotlight burns hotter than ever. When Gary Nicklaus faced pressure in the 82nd, the media cycle had pauses. There were breaks between tournaments, moments to breathe. Today, the coverage is constant, fueled by social media feeds, viral clips, and instant commentary from millions of voices online. One great shot can trend worldwide in minutes. One bad round can do the same. There's no place to hide, and no chance to quietly develop in the shadows. Nicklaus himself has acknowledged that this is an entirely new battlefield. He's quick to praise Charlie's beautiful golf swing and poise under pressure, but he also questions whether the teenager can truly grasp the magnitude of what's ahead. It's not just about hitting fairways, it's about learning to navigate an environment where critics, comparisons, and expectations never rest. The mental game now extends far beyond the golf course. The irony is that Charlie's own success fuels the very challenge he must overcome. The more he wins, the bigger the headlines. The bigger the headlines, the greater the scrutiny. It's a cycle that can inspire or exhaust, depending on how it's managed. For Charlie, mastering his craft will be only half the battle. The other half will be building the mental resilience to carry the Woods name without letting it crush him. And in the eyes of those who've walked this path before, that might be the greatest test of all. For Tiger Woods, this isn't just about raising a champion, it's about raising his son. He knows better than anyone how unforgiving the world of golf can be, how quickly praise can turn into criticism, and how the demands of the game can consume every part of a life. That's why, even in the glow of Charlie's victory, Tiger's message has stayed consistent. Let Charlie find his own way. Winning is important, but loving the game is essential. Tiger's role is a delicate balancing act. He's a mentor with unmatched experience, but also a father who understands the risks of pushing too hard too soon. Instead of chasing every tournament, Tiger carefully chooses where Charlie competes, weighing the challenge of the field against the benefits of rest and growth. It's a strategy built not just for short-term wins, but for building a career that lasts. Shielding Charlie from unnecessary distractions is part of the plan. While the spotlight is impossible to escape completely, Tiger works to control its intensity. Interviews are limited, media opportunities are selective, and the emphasis is always on preparation and improvement rather than publicity. For Tiger, protecting his son from burnout is as much a priority as helping him shave strokes off his game. At the heart of it all is a shared understanding between father and son. They've walked fairways together since Charlie was old enough to grip a club, and they've faced pressure-packed moments as a team. But now, as Charlie steps into the competitive world on his own, Tiger's role is shifting from leading every step to letting him take the lead. It's a transition filled with pride, caution, and the hope that the lessons Tiger learned in the toughest moments of his career will give Charlie the tools to write his own story. The victory may be in the books, but for Charlie Woods, the real journey is just beginning. Every win opens doors, and this one has swung wide. Invitations to prestigious junior tournaments are arriving, bringing the chance to test himself against the best young players in the world. Each event is a stepping stone, but also a spotlight, with every round adding to his growing legacy or challenging him to protect it. The opportunities ahead are as exciting as they are demanding. Selection for national junior teams, entry into elite amateur championships, and even early exposure to professional events are all within reach. But each new stage comes with higher stakes, tougher opponents, and greater scrutiny. The margin for error gets smaller, and the mental game becomes as important as the physical. Staying grounded will be the greatest challenge. It's one thing to rise quickly, it's another to stay there. The combination of media pressure, public expectation, and personal ambition can push even the most talented athletes to their limits. For Charlie, the key will be holding on to the same qualities that brought him this far: patience, discipline, and a love for the game that outshines the noise around it. Jack Nicklaus's words still hang in the air like a quiet echo. The road is tough, and talent alone won't be enough. Resilience, humility, and the ability to block out distractions will decide whether Charlie's name becomes a permanent fixture in golf history or just a flash of potential. And in the background, Tiger's steady hand will guide him, offering the perspective only a father and a legend can give. One thing is certain, the golf world is watching. Charlie Woods has taken his first big step into the arena, and now the question is no longer if he can handle the spotlight, but how far he can go under its relentless glare. The story is far from over, in fact, it's only just begun.